museum technology students. It's Allison Wickens. I'm from the Postal Museum's Education Department, and I wanted to talk a little bit about a project that we did with the Microsoft Surface Table, developing an interactive. The game is called, that we developed, is called Haste. It's an in-gallery interactive focusing on the themes of mail communication in westward expansion, all around the time of 1859. Now, we had three distinct problems that we were trying to solve with this development. One, we wanted to experiment with the Microsoft Surface Table. We ended up with one provided to us by an outside vendor, and we wanted to try it out because we're doing some future development in exhibitions. So it was a great opportunity to see how this technology would work in the space. We also had an interactive in that exhibit that was developed in 1993, a very sustainable interactive, but one that was time for it to retire. Thirdly, we really wanted to develop something fun and interactive for teens in that space, in the gallery. It really deals with a lot of themes they may be familiar with, but not necessarily in an engaging and fun way. Which brings me to our target audience. It was teens, as well as intergenerational family groups that include those kids around that age. And we wanted to create an environment that they could explore the American West theme, westward expansion theme, using an interactive that was fun. We felt that that was a great entry point for them. The intergenerational learners that we focused on, when parents were with their kids, we thought this would be a great opportunity because the Surface Table provides a good place for social engagement. It's an interactive that allows for people to interact as much with each other as they are interacting with the technology. So that's one of the reasons we targeted intergenerational learners, because if you can get the parents and the kids learning together, that's a rich application for the Surface Table interactive. Some of our variables and constraints, the Surface Table works really well with social experiences, so that was definitely a target as we were developing the game. It's attractive to young users. We recognize that both as a restraint and a positive thing. We knew who it was going to draw, so that helped us target the audience. In fact, after we did our summative study, we discovered that almost everybody over 60 just walked right by and didn't even stop. We had some budget restrictions. We had to make sure we stayed right in line with the budget. And we had to fit into the existing exhibit themes. Here we were developing an interactive for an exhibit that has been up for almost 20 years. So we really had to look at what were the themes and the objects and the look and feel of the exhibit that already existed. We also had to fit it into existing visitor behavior. This interactive wasn't going to change the way visitors went through the exhibit. It was really going to, we wanted it to fit with their browsing patterns that already existed. One thing that we didn't have was any time restraint. We had the flexibility and no set deadline for launching this project except for our own internal timelines. So that was a really good thing. In terms of case studies, this technology is only a couple years old, and it's only been used in museums for the last few years, so we didn't really have a lot to work with. In fact, we want to become a good case study, so we've really focused a lot of our energies on doing formative testing and summative testing so that other units across the Smithsonian and other museums around the United States can benefit from our research. But we did have a great user group. There were about 5 of us units at the Smithsonian who all got Surface Tables at the same time, and we got to share ideas and development as we move forward. But basically the big idea here is we want to use interactives to extend museum themes and reach visitors in new and different ways. So anytime a piece of technology like a Surface Table that radically changes the way computers interact with people comes on the market, we want to get it out there, we want to try it, and we want to understand how it works with visitors so we can apply it. We've got 2 big exhibits open in 2011 and 2012 that will both use Surface Table technology, and we know so much more after developing Haste.